building. So that will be available with the building information modeling. So building information modeling is one of the concepts with the help of Industry 4.0. So next example, can we have the what will have in the next example? The public transport. So public transport, I think all of you understood about the Uber, Ola, concept of Uber and Ola. So that is a public transportation. Now, what will be changed in the Uber Ola business? The next time you will have, there will be no driver and there will be driverless car. And those car will be run, it will come to your house. You will sit in that car without driver and it will lead to your destination. So that will, you can have a public transportation system, and that is one of the concept of the smart city initiative, to generate a supportive model for cities and maintain the quality of life and their citizen. So connecting information from process-based industry 4.0 with intelligent transport system. So system of the smart city will generate practical, demand-oriented, and high productivity of the manufacturing enterprises. So that is the use of Industry 4.0 in the public transport. Now, manufacturing. Industry 4.0 is a manufacturing moment, as we have seen in the part, but that is revolutionizing the business of building products. The moment to smart factories is already started. So that has given some example of a warehouse where they are using the 10% of task is done by the automated tool like robots and other transfer lines. Now that concept is to be changed with the 25%. That means if we can increase with the 10% of automation to the 25%, and in this way we can combine the IoT and we can connect with the iOS system. So in this way, our manufacturing capability will enhance to a great respect in great word, and everything will be you will have that the progress. So progress is now the 10% automation in 2015, which provided by the robot. It will be the 25%. The next time is 35% and 50%. So it is basically a big journey. Industry 4.0 is a big journey rather than a small tool. So what we can have the certain motions with the highly systematic and automated robotics. So after doing this one, you can have the concept of today's factory and tomorrow's factory. So this case has been taken from some figure from the Howard Packard 2013. So you can see the rigidly sequenced car manufacturing on a production line. So you can have a workstation 1, workstation 2, workstation 3, and workstation 4. So in this way, after completing the product in the workstation 1, it will lead to the workstation 2, then workstation 3, and workstation 4, and it will be some rigid line. And after that, your project will be ready, and it will be ready for the delivery. But here for the modern factory, you can have a decoupled one. So it is not the integrated, or you may call the sequential in nature. It is a sequential in nature, but here you can have the decoupling, fully flexible and highly integrated manufacturing system. So you can have a workstation A, B, C, T, O, X. So everywhere they are the communication channel from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So everything can be done in that fashion. So that means if it requires which kind of a workstation, that can be processed on those workstation, and there are you are having a all machine and manufacturing here, but from the different workstation, the things are being provided at the end, and in this way those products will be ready to solve. So that means it is decoupled and cross functional. So many products don't require, because we have to wait, any machine has to wait, but we don't want to we want to reduce the idle time in the machines. So that kind of a approach is there, and where we can decouple fully flexible and highly integrated manufacturing system. So this is a concept of tomorrow's factory. So you will see from the sequential sequential manufacturing process, manufacturing system, it has converted to a fully flexible and highly integrated manufacturing systems. So after doing this one, it is a concept of food industries, the application of Industry 4.0 in the food industry. So food and beverage industry, you will have a Coke, the Coke manufacturing, the juices manufacturing. So all those kind of a thing will be manufactured with the some highly automated machines, with the application of sequential line, with other kind of a line. And food industry is one of the area where we can apply the Industry 4.0 approach in a big way. So after doing this one, the next application, let us talk about the Industry 4.0. So you can see how it can be used, how it can be used as a enabling the for the industry. Industrial automation is required. So there are the three basic concepts of industrial automation: evolution of information and communication technology. I think this idea is quite clear to all of you, because without the aid of information and communication technology, we cannot lead further to our part. The second is the implementation of smart device. Yes, we require certain kinds of a smart device that can communicate autonomously along the value chain. So those can be some robots, those can be some machines. So all those they can be drones. They can be drones. The drone can have the supply from industrial hub to the delivery part. It can have the GPS system and it can reach to the address. So such kind of a thing can be done. And third is industrial automation today is a key pillar of manufacturing organization strategy. So that is why we have come to the most important part, why this automation is required for enabling the industry 4.0. So industrial automation for enabling industry 4.0, the evolution of information and communication technology and its introduction into the production process. We want to avail the benefits of this technology to strengthen the competitiveness in the global market. Now you can see the world business is quite changed. A new paradigm is being discussed worldwide, and that is called the implementation of smart devices that can be integrated with your machines and with your business. So that everyone is having that kind of a tool in your hand in terms of mobile, and you are just controlling the overall business of the overall business. You are being the customer as well, you are being the producer as well, and you are also the service provider as well. So everyone is linked with that kind of a technology. So industrial automation today is a key pillar, and uses of robot, AI, and latest generation software will definitely execute the routine task, and minimizing the human involvement is providing to be extremely cost-effective solution to challenge of modern manufacturing, and it helps in increasing quality, reliability, and production rate, and reducing overall cost of production. So why industrial automation is required? So that is another important why industry 4.0 and why the industrial revolution. So it increases the productivity, automation of manufacturing and process help in improving the production rate with cost effective production. It can optimize the cost, use of industrial automation, minimize the human errors, and it can improve the product quality. Naturally, with the aid of the latest manufacturing method, the product quality is greatly enhanced, as well as there is a good control of the quality control. So with the reduction of human error, because human involvement is quite reduced, uniformity and product quality can be improved. The next is reduce the routine check. So industrial automation enabling the process variable to be maintained at desired values with the help of closed loop control technique. Because what is the advantage of closed loop technique? The advantage of closed loop technique is that every time you can have a feedback of your product, and you can change in between. And finally, the increased safety. Automated machines or robot can work in the hazardous working and reduce the manual error. So all because of all these factors, the industrial automation is quite important for doing the part. So next is another important is the impacting all aspect of value chain. So what are the aspect of this value chain? So you can have you can see engineering design tools and simulation. We require that kind of a knowledge. We require the digital manufacturing. We require industrial control system. We require sensor and actuators. We require life cycle data management systems. We require manufacturing operation management. We require the maintenance, repair, and overhaul. We require the ERP system. We require the asset management. We require the industrial communication security. And what are the another part that is from this another part, we require the human resources, tool fixture. You can have a public infrastructure system, material, machinery, supply chain management. So all these are the aspect of value chain which are quite impacting the industry 4.0 and industrial automations. So after that, you can see a digital enterprises. So nowadays, the enterprise is not a conventional enterprises. They have converted with the digital enterprises. So digital enterprises, what are those digital enterprises? You can see the digital enterprises. You can see digital enterprises. It can started with the digital world with the real world. So what are those phases? Product design is one of the phases. Production planning, production engineering, production and services. All those concepts will be made with the help of a digital tool, which will convert. Which the digital one will digital tool of digital world convert all these process into of real world into a digital world. So what are the different other processes? We can have a simulation, we can have a product life cycle management with the help of digital world, we can have a manufacturing and execution system. So manufacturing execution system means your manufacturing will be started with the execution as soon as you will do some command to your mobile, your internet or some other tool. And finally, we can have a totally integrated automation. So if we can have a, so in this way, you can see the product design, product planning, production process, this will lead to the simulation. So all this concept has been data-driven techniques, and data-driven techniques, again, we have to apply the big data process and data analytic tool so that they can distribute the different data, and those data can be useful to train our machines, to train the machine learning of the machine, and they can behave in that way. So that means everything is feedback to the original system, and in this way the process is there. So this is one of the important concept of digital enterprises. So when we talk about the this kind of a system, potential implication on industrial automation. What are the potential implication of industrial automation? So how we can see in that it is affecting our part, it is affecting our business, it is affecting our manufacturing. So we require the robot assisted production, we require the predictive maintenance, we require additive manufacturing of complex part, we require machine as a service center. Machine will be used as a service, machine cannot be used as a process or other thing, but it will be a service. Big data driven quality control, production line simulation, and smart supply network. So all these are the important concept of industrial automation, as well as these are the important part of the total automotive cycle. So after completing all this concept, we can come across how that can lead to a wonderful life in the Amazon. So this can, you can see how they can increase the implication of robot in the Amazon warehouse. WH means warehouse. So in 2013, there are a very meager number of robots are available. In 2014, there is a 10,000 kind of a robot. Then they can lead to 15, they can lead to the 25,000. And then finally they can lead to the 40,000. And now they are implementing more than 1 lakh robots in their organizations, in their warehouse around the world. Whether it is United States, whether it is in Europe, whether it is in India. But what they are doing, the robot can select and search the important component within no time, because it is guided by the barcode. If you employ the human during in these warehouses, I think he will be in the midst. There is a lot of chaos. He he for selecting a one product, I think he will take a complete day, because those warehouse are not in a small size. There are the certain they are distributed in the certain kilometers area. So that kind of a warehouse, you definitely require certain robots. So I think that is one of the examples I have discussed so much many times, how that concept can be used in the services part. Now that kind of a concept can be used in manufacturing arena as well as. So now you can see the example of product evaluation, connected and smart product through automation. So these are the certain product like Philips lighting, then Metatronic, that means medicines, glucometer is again some kind of a tool. So as soon as you will take the BP reading or glucose reading, those reading will be directly sent to your doctor. It will the tool will automatically send your report to the doctor, and doctor will give the prescribe the tool on the online, and then whatever the testing is required in the medical business, those will be automatically transferred to the doctor on a mobile phone. He will see the report and he will give the diagnosis. So that kind of a telemedicine kind of a concept can be used. So all these are the product, they are the Babolat Play Pure Drive product system. So there are so many things you can do with the which are connected the small product through the automations. After doing this one, let us share. I will share you the yes, the key components of current value chain without any automation. So this is the just kind of a business you can see here. So you can have a supplier, tire and supplier, tire one supplier, manufacturer, then it will be the logistic, then it can go to the customer, and finally you can have a after sales service. That kind of a thing will be there. So it will be the current value chain without any use of automation. That is using some conventional kind of a system in their product. So you will be quite clear that what that customer is doing, what the tire and supplier is doing. So tire and supplier is a big supplier. It's supplied to tire one raw material located strategically to benefit from the scale. The manufacturing and supply system to the OEMs, the original manufacturer OEMs located closer to enabling the just in time. The manufacturing, it is a highly complex system involving covers a large geographical area. Then you are having a logistic transport from OEM to the distributor dealer, then channel manager, customer facing. The customer faced with the delivery systems, handles financing and insurance needs, some marketing efforts, and after doing this one, they are having some approach of after sales support, post sales customer services, on road repair and maintenance assistance. So those kind of a thing will be supplied in the this is the current value chain without automation. Now let us see the value chain with the automation. So these are the channel members, these are the after sales support, all things are here. Now IoT, yes. Now you can see the integrated re-engineered value chain with automation. So you can see the tier one supplier, fully integrated supply chain, perfect coordination. Then you are having the manufacturing logistic, it is network optimization, alternative resources you are using as an energy source. These are the wind energy, solar energy, nuclear energy. Then you are having a channel member and the after sales service. So what kind of a advanced manufacturing systems can be used as a manufacturing part? Those are the sensors. Sensors provide the traceability, predictability. You require the 3D printing, it just to reduce the scrapping part, scrap elimination, customization. Then it can have a cloud computing, it can have a big data, cyber security, and then you can have a robotics. Robotics provide the autonomy in the business and productivity enhancement. So such kind of a thing will be provided in the integrated re-engineering value chain system with automation. So now how this tool can be revolutionize the industry, robotics, 3D printing, big data analytic and analytic. So these are the technology, the processes, constant communication, decentralized decision making, standardization, smart transport system. These are the process. The next is the increased efficiency, skill development. So you require a reduction in the labor per unit. Skill development, you require the upskilling, you require the reskilling yourself, you require the continuous learning, and you require the mindset change. Only to handle disruption. So people are required to handle the disruption only for the monitoring and corrective action. That role is there for the people only in the approach of industry 4.0. Then these are the impact on the industrial automation. So they can impact the economy, they can impact the business, they can impact the national and global part, they can impact the society, and they can impact the individual. So how they can impact? Let us talk about the economy. The economy can have the growth, it can have aging, it can have productivity, it can have lots of employment, it can have a labor substitution, and the nature of work or job will be quite changed. So this is one of the part, one of the impact on the industrial industrial automation. The next impact is on the business. The customer expectation will be changed, data enhanced product will be there, collaborative innovation is there, and new operating model. So whatever the operating model is presently operating model, that will be totally changed. So the business model will be quite changed with to the with the physical system to the another kind of a physical system. So what change in the national and global? There is a change. There is a great change in the countries, regions, cities, international security. So that means all the world will become a smart hub of smart factories. So there will be a lot of national and global changes. The society, there is an inequality in the society, community. So that kind of a thing impact will be there. So naturally, you can see the inequality. I think we are understanding that kind of a concept in inequality because some of the student is learning through online and some of the student is not able to go to the school nowadays. So that kind of inequality is there. So when you will learn the online tool also, so that disparity in the society can be changed and community can have the advantage of new technology at the lower level. And the individual, the identity, morality, and ethics will be changed, and human to human connection will be reduced. So this will be a great change. Naturally, now, so I think we have felt such kind of a situation since the 1.5 year. The one-to-one contact with the human being is greatly reduced with the advent of new technology. Now, let us have the top 10 skill to be relevant in 2020 and in 2015. So there is a great change. What is the great changes there? In 2015, we require complex problem solving, we require the coordination with others, we require people management, we require critical thinking, we require negotiation, quality control. So these are the different skills. Nowadays, we require the complex problem solving, critical thinking we require creativity, we require the creativity. The creativity at the 10th place goes to the number 3, people management. The coordination with others, it can come coordination with others with the 2 come to the 5 line. That means its priority is change. Emotional intelligence, now they require a new tool of the emotional intelligence, the judgment and decision making. Then service orientation, that is quite change, negotiation and cognitive flexibility. So all these are the skill required in the industrial automation and industry 4.0. So these are the different challenges and opportunities. So you can see the data and analytic as the core capability. It can have a augmented reality, cloud computing, mobile devices, IoT platforms, and data and analytic as a core complexity. You can have a big data analytic and advanced algorithm, smart sensor, 3D printing, authentication, and fraud detection. Just I talk about the cyber security and all. So nowadays, this kind of a thing is, the danger is also increased a lot in terms of cyber security. So you require authentication and fraud detection and advanced human machine interfaces. So those tools will be required. So these are the different challenges and opportunities. So what is the final summary of the today's lecture, so that we can have a small sessions of discussions if you are having some certain questions. So these are the summary is, an organization can drive both revenue and margin by leveraging industry 4.0, and second is it is a transformation opportunity in terms of model and in terms of process. And third is digital maturity. Naturally, you require the digital intensify business. You are having a transportation management. So all things need to be changed, and enabling on new skills. So it can enable in new skills and new skills fundamentals. And finally, it can lead to a digital niche. That means digital knowledge must be a must-have skills. If you are not having this kind of a digital knowledge in this time, that means your learning miss something important. So those are the important part, which can be which can be which can be mostly useful in the current scenario of the industry 4.0 and the industrial automation. So I think with this point of view, we have discussed a lot about the industry 4.0, its system and its applications. So I think with this one, let us have the thank you to all of you for your patience hearing. And if you are having any questions, let us discuss those questions now. So I just have a stop share my slides.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Participant, the session is now open for your question and answer
Yes.
queries. If you are having any question,
yes, you can ask.
either you can write in the chat box, or you can raise your hand so that we can unmute you.
Yes, there is one question has been asked: what is the Internet of Things? Can we use the Internet of Things for small industries and startup? Definitely, we can use this Internet of Things for industry. We can use that in our startup also. So IoT is basically the physical system converted to a cyber physical systems, and those cyber physical systems can be used on our mobile phone, so that our services, our working, our manufacturing can be used. So what can be done in the Internet of Things? That means different kinds of sensors are implying the different kinds of a output, and on those output, all such kind of a if you are checking some machines, you are having certain feed output, and those machines are directly converted on your screen, and on those screen you are able to diagnose that what is going on. You are able to have the surveillance. You are able to have the different other tools. So this kind of a tool, this kind of a technology, the virtual reality tool, the augmented reality tool are quite useful in this part. So I think that can be used for the small industries and the startup. Any other questions? Yes, there is some mic open. Any other questions? They can speak in the mic as well. If their mic is open, they can have the privilege to open the mic, and even they can write also.
I think, sir, there are no more questions from the participants.
Okay.
So thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable times and give a thought about Industry 4.0. You have very well covered about the concept of Industry 4.0 from its evaluation to the what are the elements of Industry 4.0, cyber physical systems, advantages and application part, building blocks of Industry 4.0, what is its impact or what are the impact of Industry 4.0, and in the last you have very well briefed the summary of whole your presentation of that part. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Nitin sir, with your kind permission, may I end the meeting now?
Yes, English, you can end the meeting now. And
Thank you.
all,
Thank you so much, sir, for joining this session.
okay, English. And all the participants are requested to join for the next session at about
At
2:25 so that
2:30.
we can
Yes, yes.
join by 2:30 so that we can start the session on time. Thank you to all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.